Yes, we are guests. Put our service to the test. Tie your napkin round your neck, shall we and me provide the rest. So you
We are Uncle Gorgeous. As Keisha said, we have a very, very special guest. Her name is Mickey Smith. She is going to be, and I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget it. She's going to be doing a presentation called Mirror Mirror, Reflections on Disney's Dead Parents Trope. I talked to Mickey a little bit before the show. She is a big Disney fan. So what we're about to hear, I think is very special because the only person who has heard it other than her brain, she's been ruminating about this for a while, is her therapist. We are the first ones to hear this, this outside of therapy, so very excited. Mickey's a big Disney fan. She said she used to watch a lot of these classic movies with her mom, and then listed a few of them, like Cinderella and Snow White, which are pretty old, as well as The Little Mermaid, which is, it's crazy that's classic. That's awesome. So, let's give it for Mickey Smith.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to this presentation about my favorite topic, Disney. So, guys, look, family is hard. You guys just heard about that from the shows that we've seen. No one's family is harder than a Disney princess's family, okay? So without further ado, I want to present to you a mirror, mirror, my reflections on the Disney dead parent trope. Next slide. This is going to be a PowerPoint, by the way. You guys, look at all the moms that are dead. Just from this example in Disney films. This isn't all of them. I could have done more. So many moms die. Usually right at the top of the movie, typically the mom's already dead and they never mention her. My question that I've been ruminating on for a long time. Why? Why is the mom dead? Not just the mom, sometimes the dad, we'll get to that. Why is the mom dead? I mean, we've got The Little Mermaid, which here is the sequel, but in The Little Mermaid, we never find out where Ariel's mom is. She's nowhere, she's dead. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the mom carries the Hunchback to the church steps and then dies. Where does she go and why? Frozen. Elsa and Anna's parents are killed right from the top. Why are the moms dead? So many moms are dead. Next slide, please. One theory that's out there, and I should mention this is not my theory, but one theory is that so many Disney moms are dead because Walt Disney killed his own mother. Stay with me here. Walt Disney achieved great success and he decided to buy his parents a home. And the furnace of that home leaked. He sent his Disney employees to fix the furnace, and they did not. And this is a true story. The next day, a housekeeper came, found that they were unconscious, both of his parents, dragged them out to the front lawn. The dad survived, the mom did not. This is a true story, you guys. Disney producer Don Hahn gave an interview to Glamour in the 90s saying that he believed, this is true, he believed that the reason that Walt Disney chose for the mothers never to appear to have died off screen or just shortly thereafter, after the movie starts, was because he was still grieving and never processed the grief of his own dead mom and his guilt in her death. Of course, another reason producer Don Hahn gave in that same interview was that Disney movies are only 80 to 90 minutes long and we gotta get to it. True story. Next slide. Here's another thing. Guess what? When the moms die, who comes in? Evil stepmothers. You know who I'm talking about. The evil queen in Snow White, who's also a witch. The Tangled evil mother. Cinderella's very evil stepmother who even has green glowing eyes. That is how evil she is. Not the source you're currently standing in, not source theater. A lot of Disney movies are premised on 16th and 17th century fairy tales and folklore, and they have a lot of historical archetypes and narratives. And one of the things that was true is that women died in childbirth. Fun thing you wanted to hear today. Women died in childbirth. Women died in childbirth a lot, and so a lot of kids did have to grow up without their mothers, and a lot of fathers would remarry. And here comes the stepmothers. I don't know if the historical stepmothers were as evil as the Disney stepmothers, but there you have it. So that is one theory, is to consider that the source material did draw from a lot of real-time historical parallels of there just not being that many mothers around. I have a different theory. Next slide. This brings me to my actual theory, the thing that I've been ruminating on for a long time, which is that Disney films are a very simplistic good versus bad, good versus evil way of explaining quote-unquote Jungian archetypes. That exist in this world. For those of us who are not psych minors like Jordana, a Jungian archetype is an archetype, shall we say, that Carl Jung, the psychologist, was interested in, is a prevailing human thing that we give a name to. And one of those archetypes is good and evil, and another is the hero's journey, but I'm going to be talking about good and evil. Something that, I should also probably explain what detachment theory is, for those of us who are not psych minors like Jordana. Another psychology concept. It's called an attachment theory, and it basically says that children attach to a primary caregiver, often the mother, and healthy attachment is great. You go on to have great success as a person and as a human being. But something happens when you don't receive that nurturing from your attachment figure, when your mom dies, for example, which is that you go through a lot of grief that may or may not be processed. And what we see in these Disney movies is that the mom dies very, very young, or when the child is very, very young, and gets to remain good. She's a saint. She can do no wrong. The mother that comes in, that we see as the child progresses, as we meet the child usually in their teenage or young adult years, is evil. And that, I think, my theory is that the child, the Disney films are doing this to explain how children grow up without a mom, with something that traumatic that would happen to them, is that they have to have the good mother die, they have to have the stepmother, the replacement figure, be evil, and that sets them up for their journey of having very bad boyfriends. Stay with me. Next slide. Okay. Look at all these absent parents. Because the other thing that's true about Disney movies is that if your mom is dead and you don't have an evil stepmother, you have a father that's absent, or should we say kooky. Let me bring your attention to Beauty and the Beast. For those of you who are not familiar, her mom is dead right from the top, and she has a dad. And her dad is an oddball, and he's basically absent from her entire life. He's inventing things, he's not really there. She's going through her own thing. She doesn't belong in the town. The person who's most interested in her is a toxic dude who just wants to date her for her beauty. Nobody really wants to talk to her for her brains. And her dad gets lost because he's such a crazy kooky guy, gets lost, ends up in the Beast Castle, and she substitutes herself for her dad in the Beast Castle, in captivity, and falls in love with her captor. So Belle undergoes a very bad boyfriend situation where she's now experiencing Stockholm Syndrome. And none of that would have happened if her mom had been alive. If her mom had been alive, she would have nurtured Belle and said, you know what, you're great, and the books that you love are great, and no adventure would have ever happened. And that's true of almost all the Disney And the evil queen sends a guy to hunt her down and kill her because she's jealous of Snow White's beauty. And Snow White, through her goodness, the huntsman can't kill her, and she goes to live with 7 grown men, 7 tiny grown men, and she earns her way into their hearts through cleaning and cooking. Perpetuating the exact same thing that she had experienced in her childhood trauma, and only in the last 2 minutes does the prince even appear, doesn't know her, kisses her. She's in this evil spell, right? She's in the last coffin. Kisses her, breaks the spell, and she's like, oh, I guess I'll marry you. She has a bad boyfriend. Cinderella, kind of the same story, scullery maid as well. Her evil mom you just saw with the glowing green eyes. Her story is pretty darn similar. She does not have any friends except like mice and birds. And she goes to a ball. She has no intention of doing anything when she gets there. She just wants to go to a ball. That's her sole thing. Gets there. I don't think she even talks to the prince. They just dance and now they're in love and they're getting married forever. Disney princesses have very bad boyfriends. None of this would happen if the Disney moms were alive, or if the Disney dads were present in their lives. So my theory is that the Disney moms and or dads have to die or be absent, because if they weren't, these children, these princesses and other very lovely children would be normal children, and they grew up to be normal adults, and they would have normal lives, and they would not go on their hero's journey to find true love or rescue their village or whatever it is that the Disney trope is doing. Next slide. So you see here Snow White with her prince that she just found. Cinderella with her prince. These people don't have names, by the way. Prince Charming. With her prince. Oh, I forgot to talk to you about Ariel. Okay, Ariel is a fun example of where the dad is very present. The dad is very present. Her dad she's a mermaid, and her dad is Triton, the king of the sea. So she's a princess under the sea, and she falls in love with her love, Eric, because he's nice to a dog on a ship. That's it. That's it, because she has no mom to love her, and her dad's super overprotective, and she's like, hey, let me grasp the first bit of love I see, which is between this man and his dog. That's her story, you guys. And that would not have happened if her mom were alive. Her dad does turn good in the end. He gives her legs, and she can be with Eric and stuff. But it takes him a while to get there, and he's not the best dad until the last 3 minutes, kind of like Snow White's prince. Next slide. I want to show you. So this has been on my mind for a long, long time. I wanted to show you the chart that my best friend made. As I was talking to her aloud about the fact that so many Disney moms and dads were dead, and so many of their moms, the adopted moms, were evil. So this is the chart that she made as I was talking to her on the phone, because I was like, I've noticed this thing. And if you see it going down, it happens to every princess. Look at their dead or absent moms. Look at their dead or absent dads. Guys, it's everywhere. We did note an interesting twist, which is that there's a turning point after Rapunzel with Moana and Merida. Their moms are alive. Their moms are living. Their dads are living. And they get to play up Merida, if you do not know, from Brave. She goes into a spell, or she asks for a spell to turn her mom into a bear, and the spell works. She turns into a bear, and she gets to work out her conflicts with her mom, and her love with her mom, and her relationship with her mom. She gets to work that out in real time, because her mom is alive. And Merida's journey is not to fall into a bad boyfriend's arms. Merida's journey is to get her mom and her to a good place, and they're a happy family that saves the village. Moana has a very similar journey. Her mom and her dad are both alive. Are they overprotected? Yes, but they're alive. And she also does not fall into a bad boyfriend situation. entire village from, funny enough, a maternal figure that has had its soul stolen. So it all comes full circle. So what we noticed is that when the moms started coming back in the newer films, when the moms started being present in these people's lives, in these protagonists' lives, they got to have different heroes' journeys. Not bad boyfriends, not poor attachments and insecure love that's playing out for the duration of the movie. They get to save the world. So Disney moms and dads being dead, very much present, but it's not a good thing. Love your mom and dad.
My mind is blown. So anyways, because this doesn't ask me anything, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask Nikki them about anything that she just talked about. Yeah, Susie.
How did you get into the psychology of all of this? I mean, it's such like an incredible and interesting and in-depth analysis, and I've watched Disney movies my whole life and have never like cross-analyzed it on the chart. So just genuinely like what sparked your interest?
Okay, so I'm a huge Disney fan, like Jordana mentioned, and also like Jordana mentioned, the only person who's heard us in public before has been my therapist. And so, you know, you're in therapy and you're processing stuff about your mom and your dad and your parents and growing up. And I realized that while I have a lot to complain about, don't we all, about our parents, they were alive. And like, what a different person I would have been had I died. Or had they died, obviously. I would be a very different person had they died. And it made me think about how children's stories really portray like these terrible, grief-stricken, awful things in like such a frothy and fun way that you don't even notice what's going on under the surface.
Yeah.
So, what about Pixar films? Is there anything in Pixar that you see that's coming up over and over again, like or something where you're like really, really thinking about your powerful presentation?
Thank you for asking. I'm so glad you asked. I just recently saw Pixar's Turning Red, which is fantastic if you guys have not seen it. And the premise of it is that there's the moms of the family turn into foxes, or pandas, I'm sorry, red pandas, of more or less terrifying nature when they get emotional. And oh my goodness, what a miraculous film about intergenerational trauma from the maternal side being passed on from mom to mom to mom to mom. And they get to work that all out in the context of like red, cute, fluffy pandas. But it's the same thing, man. Like, Disney, Pixar, all of it, they're very obsessed with like family trauma.
Well, yeah.
Oh, you didn't mention Encanto, like the abusive stepmom who's like controlling. Do you have a thought on Encanto?
You were precious to me, thank you for asking. Yeah, Encanto is like very much in your face about like the intergenerational trauma that's going on. So Encanto is the story of a magical family that is, its matriarch is Abuela, the grandmother figure, and everyone has gifts or powers, and everyone is limited in a box to those powers. Someone who's strong can only lift things. Someone who's beautiful can only be beautiful, never make mistakes, and have to be perfect. What a fantastic film to illustrate like how intergenerational trauma keeps us stuck, and how one person can be a cycle breaker. Thank you, Maribel.
Well, I looked one last one. Let's go right here.
Oh, I've got 2 questions.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to say thank you.
Also, Heather, do you have a question?
Just do really quick. First of all, who's the least problematic prince in your mind? And also, if you have a male protagonist, do you think even if they have the same mama drama, that they're better adjusted characters than if there's a female protagonist?
I love these questions. Yes, I do have a favorite prince. For all that I've said, it's Eric.
Yes.
Because it's Prince Eric because he actually gets to know Ariel. You know, he's not just But Eric like takes the time to get to know. And in the towards the end, when Ursula is impersonating Ariel, he knows. He's gotten to know her and he knows something is off. So, Eric. Your second question was, remind me.
Are the male protagonists better adjusted?
A good example of that is Hunchback of Notre Dame, whose central protagonist, I know we have Esmeralda, but the Hunchback is really the protagonist of it. And his mom dies in the beginning, and he's raised by an evil stepfather, or father figure, Frodo. Is it Frodo?
Prologue.
Thank you. Thank you, Disney fans. And he's not more well adjusted. I mean, it could be because that father figure is terribly cruel. Not that Cinderella's wasn't, or the evil twins, but like specifically cruel and like demeaning him in front of our eyes. So I don't think the male protagonist would have fared better in that situation. But if you could consider the historical context, probably, because they don't really need mothers, do they? These 16th and 17th century men.
Hi, I'm just setting up for your birthday. I love you. You could say thank you, Mom, or thank you, stepmom, if mom's too soon.
Thank you, Brenda. Was that adequate? Did I give you the level of emotion you were looking for, Brenda?
Okay. All right. Okay. No, it's fine. It's an adjustment. It's an adjustment. You can't help your attachment style. How many plates? How many friends? How many plates?
I mean, maybe like 5 or 6. It's gonna be small. It's fine. It's whatever. Like, it's not important. How many people come or whatever, or like if Dad even comes or like whatever. It's like not important. But I don't care.
Last I checked, your dad is gonna make it home from work in time.
Good.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I checked with him.
Yeah. Did he invent it yet? Did he invent the things that he does in the shop, the workshop? I don't know, he doesn't talk to me a lot. It's cool, it's fine. It's like, I don't know, talk to him, whatever. Just whatever.
He's very close.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Should I change? Do you think, is this like a dad, like shirt? Is dad, he's like into like this pattern, right? Okay.
I mean, I love the shirt. I bought it for you.
Hey, Brenda.
Thanks, Mom. Thank you, Mom. It's just, I don't know. Oh,
It was, that was really cool.
yeah, your
That
dad
was-
is so cool.
It had like 7 wheels. That's amazing. Who does that?
What first attracted me to him was his ring. And you have that ring too. I'm not attracted to you.
I hope you don't think this is weird. I just saw you pat that passerby dog and like, oh, are you married? You want to marry me? I don't know. There's just something about the way you scratch his ears and I'm like, you really scratched my itch.
I didn't know this, but I mean to run across one person and marry them immediately.
There's no way I could have known that. How would I have known that?
I had it already planned. Here, my stagecoach is just over there.
Oh my god.
There's no time. Don't invite your family. Even better.
They wouldn't want us to get married anyways. Oh my god, this is glorious. Are
Come on
these?
in. Step in. I don't even need to know your name. Just get in.
I don't have one, it doesn't matter. Are these tiny
Are you sure you want to wear that today?
Yes. Yes. And my mirror really questioned what I was doing, and I said, yes, mirror. Oh my God.
I'm also a prince.
Because I feel like something big is going to happen.
Shut up! I'm leaving. Why don't you even look like me? Just try to hug me. I'm leaving. I'm gonna find somebody. Just wait. I have friends. I don't talk to the mirror. I'm fine.
I don't care about the personality. None of that matters to me. Just you here, a living, breathing, warm-bodied human being. Who is just so hot.
I thought this was.
As your therapist, and nice slideshow, by the way, I really like it. I'm gonna throw out a recommendation there. Maybe get to know this next one first. Just like a little bit about a personality, right? Maybe try that one on for size.
Sure, nothing is telling me that's what I should do though.
Okay, but literally this is the thing. As a person saying out of my mouth to you,
How many millions have you brought in? Huh?
I'm sorry?
How many millions have you brought in at a box office on July 4th weekend? Huh? 0.
I'm not sure that qualifies someone to be a licensed relationship counselor, but...
There's no Dr. Robinson land and world in both coasts.
Okay, alright, Walt, you wanna know what? You just need to... I'm here to help, alright? I'm just trying to maybe give you some pointers on this next one.
I bought my mom and dad a house.
That's nice! That's a really good start!
Yeah, it's a bit of a fixer-upper.
Well, you can't skip on those kinds of things.
Oh, this is the house you bought us? This is nice. Look at these broken steps.
Don't worry about that.
You're gonna fix these, baby?
Of course I
You're
will.
gonna fix these, baby?
For anything for
Oh
you,
my
Mom.
God.
What? Did this place pass the inspection?
Uh-huh. I have my best people who work for me.
I'm a mouse with a clipboard.
You're our top engineer.
How's it looking down there?
Oh, well, for a mouse like me, it looks great. Things are dingy, dark, and I can crawl into every crevice you can find.
Oh my God, I love you.
The shower has knives coming out of it. There's no water, just flowing knives. Just wanted to, and well.
Oh, that's something I should look into?
Look into it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get the birds on that one. So the birds are on that one.
Just go to sleep comfortably tonight.
On this bed of dead bodies?
They're mannequins.
Okay. That's less severe.
So creative, son.
Sweetie, your mom and I are so, your father and I, your father and I, I'm so overwhelmed by this house. Your father and I are so proud of you. You're everything I saw when I conceived you.
It means a lot to me.
Aren't you just gonna sticker on me that says death?
Nope,
You
sorry.
put a sticker on me that says death.
I'll take it. I'm just joking.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
Okay.
Shove it on your back.
Okay. Shall we?
And just one thing, this is kind of a noisy area, so if you hear any clanking at night, just don't worry about it. It's just the sound of nature.
Yes, you all always have.
Always will, always will. You came from here. And from here.
And now you're going in.
Yeah.
Oh, did I wake you?
Yeah, you did.
Well,
You did wake me.
I'll keep it down.
Okay,
Look at this stuff. Isn't it great? Would you say my collection's complete? I'm really the girl that has like everything she wants.
Can I interject now?
Of course.
I have a big test tomorrow, so I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Okay.
You could sing, you could gather stuff, you're great. We are gonna respect the noise rules of the house, which are on the fridge, so I'm gonna just head back to sleep.
Okay. I'm gonna go collect some more things.
Okay. All right.
Something's gotta fill up this big hole in my heart.
We can talk about it. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. If we're not gonna talk about it, we're gonna sleep.
No, yeah, because we're just college roommates. I can't expect
Just-
you to be. I don't want to lean on you too much.
Yeah, I am a psych minor.
Yeah.
You wanna talk about Freud? You wanna get into like brain chemistry? Let me know.
Good night. Dad?
Yes?
Dad! I'm fine, you can go home.
Are you sure? Are you eating well?
Yes, I have enough to eat. I have ramen.
You didn't even sing that response to me. Not the person you used to be.
Hey, Errol, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Your father is so loud. I'm trying to sleep or study, but I'm not doing either of them. I'm just listening to you harmonize. So, do you want to talk about it? Because if you want to talk about it, I'll be here. If you don't want to talk about it, we're gonna just like he could come in as long as he.
Okay.
Introduce me to your friend.
I'm the roommate. So,
Yeah, Dad's gonna stay in the parking lot. Yep.
yeah, there's no. Okay, just as long as we.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Dad, I'm fine.
No!
Maybe I just need to go through the trash and go through the trash. Can I have that toaster? I don't care that it's broken. If only I had a mom.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it?
Okay, just a little. Just a little bit.
Wait, what?
I'll talk about it a little bit.
I did it.
Sorry, this chair is small. This is a daycare. I wanted to talk to you about your child. I've noticed a couple of Jungian archetypes that he has been going through. Jungian, it's Carl Jung. Archetype is a thing. It's an everything and a nothing. It's a journey. It's a being. It's an existence. And your child's experiencing that right now.
I'm a hero.
Right now, my hero's journey. And that journey is not the potty train bill.
I have a lot in store. I'm off.
Jesus Christ.
I did it.
It's okay, it was just.
I did it.
You're fine. It's,
No, it was a real night. It was a
We
real
just-
night that
we
really
just-
died.
we
Why? Why? Shut on.
Hi.
Let's go on a journey. I'm on a journey.
I'm your stepfather now.
Plot twist. You never married my mom. She's dead.
This is now another Jungian archetype. Good versus evil. Or evil versus good. We haven't decided yet.
It's you pointed to yourself both times when you said evil.
We'll find out in the last 3 minutes of our journey.
All right?
What's your next move?
I want to meet somebody that's bad for me.
When I'm dead, then, I mean, I really thought we were gonna make with this one. We adjusted him so well.
I know.
Like we read, huh? We did the baby Beethoven in utero. Like I don't. How did we go wrong?
Lots of snacks.
But like healthy snacks, right?
Yes.
Like Anthonologue, like that was a big deal.
I breastfed for a year.
You were a champ.
Cloth diapers, I washed those cloth diapers.
I don't get it, but now I'm just kind of mad, right? Like that was a lot of work. Should we haunt him? Like what else we gotta do?
I think that's a great
You
idea.
wanna just haunt him?
Yeah, I mean, we put a lot of work in.
Right?
You never fought in front of them?
Never. I mean, sure there were some tense moments, but I think we kept it pretty civil.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
Haunting seems like the best blend.
Yeah.
Plot twist. I've gone from evil stepfather to absent one. You are by yourself now. Maybe to be haunted.
Oh man, what am I gonna do? I'll join Hinge.
Ooh. The lighting wasn't good enough on that one.
Want the kids, want kids, no kids?
And the kid. And the kid.
We're even sort of nice.
Right?
We could,
It's like, are we supposed to stare, or is it just supposed to be kind of like a psychological scarring sort of thing? I don't know. We're gonna stick here.
I don't know.
Ooh, blow on it. Just blow like Russell's hair, like no
the
wind. but like-
physical.
Yeah.
A trip? Maybe I'll trip him.
Ooh, yeah.
No walking.
Yeah.
Trip.
Got nothing.
Oh. I'm perfect.
It was candid.
And matched. Here he is.
You're hot.
That's all I can ever be. Don't ask me tough questions. I'm just beautiful.
I'm super problematic. I think we should be married forever.
And I'm shy. Let's do it.
I just want to be upfront
Yeah.
before we have sex. That I have an anxious attachment style.
Sure. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I would just like to be upfront
Yeah.
before we have sex.
Okay.
Where to start? So I spent most of my childhood in a castle run by a beast. Covered with hair, head to toe, kidnapped.
Mm.
Put myself there after my father always doing goofy things. He was a man, so we called him eccentric, but he was actually quite problematic. You're so hot and so naked. I am so much more to tell you before we have sex. Had a candlestick as my best friend. He did not like any of my jokes. I was a lot of like, you light up my life, and he's like, no puns, please. No one else to talk to. Been a little bit spicy in here. So much more to tell you. Oh boy. A child was enslaved as a cup.